There is a wonderful energy that I've begun to feel here at Holy Cross School. The Holy Cross has always had such a rich history, and it has moved with the times. We've always celebrated our diversity here, but the idea of seeing to fruition the openness that this community has always had and coalescing around a new program, that I think is where I see maybe not so much as changing, but is really showing our true spirit. Whether it's within the Catholic Church or whether it's even within the workforce, we see that having a second language is just so important in order to bring people together. And so we added a track that is doing two-way immersion.
Bilingual education was generally understood as a way to help students and families that were not native English speakers be able to transition into learning English. Two-way immersion is different than that. Two-way immersion says, what if we were able to provide a superior educational product both to families and students whose native language is not English, and families and students whose native language is English, but have a commitment to give their children an opportunity to learn Spanish as part of the educational process, and the ability to grow in their capacity to understand communities, understand language, understand difference, and in the case of a Catholic school, most importantly, understand worship and understand the gospel and understand spiritual growth in a way that is enriched by multiple cultures simultaneously.
When anyone walks into my classroom, it will sound and look like a regular pre-K classroom. We learn the alphabet, we talk about numbers, we talk about shapes and colors, we learn to get along, we learn to share. We have discovery centers and sensory tables and all sorts of fun things that make preschool preschool. The fact that we're doing it all in Spanish is just an extra benefit.
Immersion means that your child really is experiencing the language, be it their first or second language, in an intensive full-day experience. In the case of Holy Cross, it's 90% of their day is in Spanish, 10% is in English. We follow a 90-10 model, which is very well supported by research and is done so very intentionally with our children.
For families who choose the all-English track that would not be in the immersion, we also are making a commitment to teach Spanish daily.
They are given the time to have Spanish class. We incorporate it throughout the day, and they are so excited to share with their family. The siblings come into my classroom at the end of the day, and they're sharing the different vocabulary that we're learning, and I see those children being the teachers. And then I also see the children who are Spanish speaking at home. I see them showing their confidence. In the beginning, some of the kids didn't want to share that they know Spanish. So once we started to build their confidence and they could see we are speaking the same language in the classroom, they started to shine.
For Latino families, it also gives their children an opportunity to understand themselves as having a tremendous gift that comes from their family and from their church in the Spanish language, and to understand that that's a resource that helps them learn even better and more quickly.
In a traditional English-only classroom, you might have parents of children who speak largely Spanish at home feel like they don't have much to contribute to what's going on in the classroom. But with our immersion model, those are the parents we're going to come in and read to our students. Those are the parents whose expertise we seek when we're tackling some kind of cultural learning event. And similarly, those parents feel like they can help their children with homework. So there's a lot of equity and richness built into this model.
Everyone gets something that they wouldn't get without the other community. Just think of what that means. That you give as much as you receive. And everyone is validated. And it brings us to an understanding of who we are as a faith community, where the things that oftentimes separate us just simply aren't relevant anymore. And how do we know this? We'll see it in the children.
Cuando empecé a caminar por los pasillos de la escuela, me sentí emocionada porque fue la primera vez que después de 6 años que yo veía algo similar a mi país. Me doy cuenta que este programa todavía se está extendiendo a todos los alumnos de una manera más integral para toda la escuela y ya no solo lo vi como toda la escuela, sino vi que era para toda la comunidad.
At Holy Cross School after Mass one Sunday when we were talking about the program, I was approached by what seemed like a grandmother who was there with 2 or 3 of her grandchildren. She said, you know, I understand what you're saying about this two-way immersion, but I'm not so sure that's good. I think it might be harder for children to learn English if they're learning another language or their native language at the same time. And I said, well, actually, you're able to learn English at a faster rate if you understand your own native language more quickly. She paused. She stopped. She took a step back and she said, you mean if a program like this was available to me when I was in school, I would have been able to speak Polish to my grandmother? And I said, absolutely yes. That's exactly what this program is designed to be. She got some tears in her eyes and she said, I wish I had been able to have a program like this because I would have loved to have talked to my grandmother. That's the kind of understanding and relationship this program is designed to build.
En el caso de mi hijo, pues se había perdido ese contacto entre mi familia y la mía, de México y mi hijo, porque él no estaba hablando español y mis padres no le entendían. Y bueno, entonces cuando él está en kindergarten, me doy cuenta que él está hablando español y cuando empieza a hablar con mi madre, me doy cuenta que él está entendiendo y yo me sentí muy emocionada porque muy pocas veces escuchaba alguna que otra palabra en español. Entonces, eso a mí me tocó mucho.
You're giving these children a capacity to expand their knowledge for the rest of their lives in a way that very few Americans have the opportunity to do. All under the umbrella of Catholic education, Catholic values, and trying to build a church that includes everybody in the next generation.
It's been one class that we thought would make a difference over the years, but it's already made such a huge difference in 1 year's time. It has elevated all of us. The whole community has embraced it. We've grown stronger in defining really what is our school about, and it gives us an opportunity to show who we are, really who we are.